Start people.
That's crazy.
Show. It's Cats. That's Brad, and somewhere over there is Galen. Brad, what did you think about what you saw today?
Now that's looking like the team that we want to see. That's everything really came together today. It looked really, really good. Offense looked good. Defense looked good. Shot the lights out. Guys played with a lot of energy, a lot of aggression. I was really happy to see it. This is kind of the perfect way to wrap up the out of conference season.
Galen.
I thought early on, I felt like the Corpus Christi, they weren't afraid of us. And I kind of felt like we had to kind of adjust to not having Big Juan out there. But they early on, they did to us what we usually do to other teams. But, we figured it out. We adjusted. We were able to get stops and make shots. And, yeah, like I agree with Towns. This was a great way to, especially with given our history with injuries and certain guys, on our bench, those guys getting confidence. I thought this was a great way to wrap up the non-conference season as well.
You thought in that first half that everybody was going to get injured. Emmanuel, I believe, stepped on a foot on the bench.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Twisted his ankle.
It was bad.
Does that happen? Yeah, well, he came back. Crash did it. And then JoJo, someone's fist attacked him where they shouldn't attack him.
That was JVR.
Or JVR, I'm sorry. Yeah. JVR. Can we just real quick talk about said lot? He played 4 minutes in the first half and did not commit a foul. I believe he played 11 or 12 minutes and only had one. 12 minutes, one foul. Unreal.
It's good stuff.
Ryan, best believe, though, his ass was smiling. He just wasn't calling. He was smiling, for sure.
I thought in the first half he played really good defense.
Yeah.
I was really impressed that he looked like some things had clicked. What did you two think about going a little smaller, no Jawan today? How did that look to you?
I love it. I love the thought of Arsenault playing at the 4. It creates a mismatch no matter who you cover him with. He's going to create a mismatch because you're either going to get a big 4 or a small 3 or a normal size 3, and he can play with anybody. He can out-quick the 4 and he can out-big the 3 usually.
Yeah.
Galen?
Yeah, I agree. Though smaller is more, it's kind of more decision makers on the floor, which can be advantageous. Terrence, he's a bigger guard, so he has good positional size. So I actually wrote that down. Like his game, he just looks so sure of himself. He looks very confident. He looks like he knows what he wants to do. He looks like he believes that he can do what he's doing. So I feel like Terrence he's taking that next step.
Okay. Y'all are just agreeing with each other a lot, and that makes for a really terrible show.
It was good. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if before you go on next, I don't know what you're going to ask next, but I got to say this. I really, Javier got a couple of fouls, but at least they were near the rim, so I can live with that. But man, he looked a lot better today. He was really moving a lot better laterally, and just seeing him out there on doubling on the pick and roll just reminds me of how good he is at that, because he covers so much space. He covers so much space out there on the top of the key, but he also gets back to the paint really, really fast. He recovers really well. And then causes a lot of problems in between those two, because his arms, I mean, gosh, he's like standing on the free throw line and holding the rim too.
What do you attribute him being a little better today? What do you attribute that to?
If I was going, I would only guess it's just health. And Galen talked about this previously in previous post-game shows. It's not just being able to get over the injury. It's the mental block of not favoring it and being able to play without thinking about it, the mentality of the recovery. And he looked like he was moving without thinking and without hesitation. And, you know, because when you're doubling the post up there, or you're doubling the pick and roll at the top of the key, you're moving laterally a lot. And so you got to really either feel great and be completely out of mind, or you're going to be worried about that next step of when it's going to pull again.
Yeah. And I think that his big deal is confidence. Obviously, when you have an injury like that, you kind of get out of rhythm. So it's just him seeing also the ball go through the hole a few times, that, you know, that boosts your energy and it makes you feel good, you know. So it's just like, I felt like after watching this entire game, this was a good confidence booster for him heading into conference play, just because we know how important he is to our team, and for us to be as good as we think we can be, his mind has to be right.
Shout out to me for clicking on the wrong person every time I click on someone.
You're having a good day. I think you're just staring at yourself
You know what Coach Sam would say to you, Ryan? You know what he said to you?
What?
You're the type of guy that gets coaches fired.
Damn it, Monslew.
I will take credit for getting the last football coach fired. That I will take credit for. But anyone else, no. I don't get coaches fired. Coaches love me. I'm trying to get something done real quick for y'all, so just talk amongst yourselves. Maybe Brad, look at some comments.
And, you know, before everybody gets on me, I know Javier didn't have a rebound, okay? So give the kid a break. But he did have 4 blocks. Sorry, I can't even see the comments. Okay, let's go to the comments.
See, they changed everything on us on this whole software changed.
I know, it was all messed up.
We're adjusting.
Arsenault is the key.
We're adjusting.
I do not disagree. I really think Arsenault is a pick to click. Great game. Cougs. Refreshing to see a team challenge us, especially in ways that we usually pressure other teams. Feel like it helped us to wake up a little bit and start being more aggressive offensively and defensively. You know, I'm glad both of y'all said that, because when I was watching, Mercy got the call early comparative to his previous rest of the season. He got in there, and, you know, I always watch what he's doing off the ball, because, I mean, he's not going to get in the lineup because he's scoring, because everybody knows he can score. He's going to play when he's rebounding and playing defense. He had a guy on him he wasn't trying to post up. He was literally just pushing him. And he pushed him for at least 2 possessions. And all of a sudden, it looked like Mercy woke up and started saying, okay, this is pissing me off. It's time to play now.
You know, just just being a freshman, man. It's just Coach Sampson. He has his quote. And I've said this before. when he used to say it, it didn't register with me until I became a sophomore. He used to always say, son, you know what's the best thing about freshmen? They become sophomores. And it's one of those things you don't understand until it happens, because it's just like you just recognize how much you didn't know as a freshman, how oblivious you were to everything as a freshman. And you start to recognize the importance of the things that our coaches emphasize in your second year. So it's just like he just has to keep on every day, just hammering away at the rock. Keep on, keeping on.
Yep.
But he is definitely not shy offensively. He is definitely. So once he figures out the defensive end, then he's gonna take off. Sure.
So Kelvin is in the media room right now. Look at that sweatshirt.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, time out. That's the same shit I got on. How you get that?
It appears so.
Oh, you shut up, my God. Hello, Merry Christmas, Coach.
I guess he got his before I got mine. Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
well, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah. Accurate.
But look at all the advertising he does. Ryan's a walking billboard.
Shout out my guy, K Sample Champ, man. Shout out my guy.
Look at that. That's good for you,
Cool,
I guess.
Man, cool.
I wish they made sweatshirts that fit me like that. That just nice, big, and comfy looking.
We can tape 2 or 3 of them together, and make that work for you. We made sure that you were the bigger of the 3 of us. We gave you different eyes. I don't know if you noticed, but
I do.
Star Pizza. Get you some Star Pizza. Just enjoy your pizza. That's all I'm saying. We also did it in 3 cats. Notice there's a fatter one in the middle, and then a crazy looking one on the left, and then a different colored one on the right. I was
me.
I haven't slept much in the last 2 days. So.
Oh man. Hey, Sam.
A few more comments. I'm in a funk because I watched this and the Texans game. Tank Dell was injured in that, and it sounds bad. I haven't seen it. The Texans lost, which I don't care about. But
yeah, you could pretty much chalk it up. His knee is blown up. ACL, MCL, all of them.
He's had a rough year. 2 massive leg injuries, shot in a club in Florida. But hope he gets that taken care of. Obviously, that's going to be a long haul back. Terrence's shot looks so smooth. As pretty a three-pointer as Armani Brooks. Uh-oh.
All right. I get it. I'm a Terrence Arsenault fan. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There is only one Sniper Brooks. Let's not. But his 3-point shot is definitely smooth. But
I'm not even a fan of his 3-point shot. Give me that just hanging fade away at the free throw line.
Even his decision making, like utilizing his shot fake and like getting to the rim off the dribble, like his game is growing so. It's such I guess the right word is like growing at such a great pace. Like it's just every game you're just seeing glimpses of what they work on, with their player development. So it's just like he is taking full advantage. He looks so sure of himself. He looks confident. It looks like he's not second guessing anything, and that's exactly the type of mentality that we need him to have, especially heading into Big 12 play.
Okay, so we're not going to go with that one. Our 7-man rotation can beat anybody. And another, I feel like today shows that when we get challenged in the Big 12 play, we might struggle at first, but we're going to wake up and respond to that challenge with some aggression. I thought this team was as aggressive today as you've seen all year. You saw a lot of standing around and waiting for it to come to you. Vegas, maybe late against Auburn, and maybe in moments in these other games, but today you didn't see it. A lot of good stuff that you can build on. favorite stat of the day is Malik Wilson with 11 rebounds, 4 offensive, 7 on defensive end. He had 2 assists, 2 steals. It's not a bad day.
I feel like this was a great game for Malik, his confidence as well. He played a big part in a lot of pivotal wins that we had last year, especially on the road. So the thing about our team is the culture is so strong. You never know whose night it's going to be. You never know who's going to be that guy that's going to be in the position to make the winning plays because you never know what the game is going to dictate. And there's a lot of times Malik was in that position last year, and a lot of times he stepped up to the plate. He made a lot of winning plays. And I feel like, with the recent additions that we've kind of forgot about that, but it's just like he's still that guy, So it's just like I'm so glad he had the type of game that he had, and like again, I'm glad that he probably gained confidence from this game, and that is a great thing heading into conference play, especially when you open up against Oklahoma State. It's on the road, right?
Yeah.
First game, you want all guys clicking on all cylinders, especially the guys who are a part of your bench mob.
You open on the road at Oklahoma State and then home for 2, opposite of what you did last year. So I think it's a good way to start. I think you started last year at Iowa State, your first road game. This is a little bit more manageable than that. And you get a nice break. Galen, players know that this break is coming, this Christmas break. Does he give you a direct, you better play well, and then you can leave tonight, or you're coming in and practicing tomorrow? Does he spell that out?
The break is mandatory, but win, lose, or draw, because it's the game. It's always the game before conference play. That first practice is going to be hard. All the gumbo and all the shit you eat, he's going to run it up out of you. And it is going to be a very, very hard practice. And I feel like, especially guys like J1 and Big J, Xavier Francis, they know what lies on the other side of that break. So it's just like, it's never the game that you're really worried about. It's more so the practices that follow these several off days. That's the most frightening.
Do you eat gumbo at Christmas?
Absolutely. Fucking lose.
Okay, good. That means you're a good person.
Is that a thing? Is that like is that kind of like eating
oh, brother. Bounce.
Is that kind of like eating tamales on Christmas Eve?
Son.
I don't know if you Cajuns have any Christmas things.
I'd say it's more so like eating tamales on Cinco de Mayo.
No, you eat tamales on Christmas Eve.
It's not Christmas morning? I thought it was.
We always do it Christmas Eve.
I think I've ever had a tamale.
What? You never had a tamale?
In the month of December? I don't know.
Oh, man, they're fantastic, dude.
I mean, they're good. Cinco de Mayo, yeah, sure. But Christmas? No, brother.
Cinco de Mayo. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay.
See, we're learning new stuff about food every day.
Gumbo is a great year-round meal.
Well, I agree. I didn't know if it was like a Christmas
the holidays
or on the loved ones. Oh man!
I mean, I got a giant crock pot, my extra large crock pot, going right now, cooking beans. It'll be on for 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh yeah, explosive Christmas, baby.
Just beans?
Well, that's
all you're gonna eat.
I got beans, and then I'll put sausage in there pretty soon, and then I'll put a couple of pork chops in there. I put the pork
Okay.
chops in there, and they eventually just kind of disintegrate, and then it's just in the beans, and so makes it fantastic.
I wouldn't question Towns. I feel like he probably knows what he's talking about.
I just throw a lot of stuff into the pot and see what happens.
That's what I'm hearing. I like how Javier played. I feel like his role has to be different this year, but he's on his way. I don't know about his post-up game, but if he can start driving to the basket more, he has the body for it. If he's going to be on the floor, his post-up game's got to be pretty good. So, yeah. Did Roberts given the day off? Yeah, he was injured in the first half of that game, whoever that was, Toledo. Did not play in the second half. Practiced Thursday when we were here. But Kellen told me then that he might not play today. They might just be cautious, and that's what they did. He could have gone, I think, but why?
No need to,
Yeah. Go Cougs. Fun game. Glad they picked up their rebounds. Any football portal recruits at the game? I did not see any coaches, which would need to be here for those guys. So I don't know what that schedule is. There have been guys on campus the last few days, but I don't know if any were here tonight. Usually they sit right in front of us, so I would know, but did not see any of those guys. Who's the leader for this team? There's a couple different kinds of leaders, right? On the floor leader.
I say
LJ.
I say the emotional leader is surely J1.
Right.
Just because he has the most experience, he knows the ins and outs of everything Houston basketball. So I'd say it'd probably be him. And then I don't know if it's between LJ or E-Man as far as on the court, or just because LJ, he's more of a lead by example guy because he's quiet natured. So but I know for a fact that J1 is the emotional leader of this team, and our guys respect him. So it's just like, regardless, as long as he's in a leadership position, that's cool.
JoJo played 23 minutes today and had a plus-minus of 37. That's okay.
It's crazy.
So A&M Corpus Christi came out and stretched, did a little shooting around, and then went back in the locker room with about 30 minutes to play before the game. And then they didn't come back out until lineups. They didn't come back out and shoot. They didn't do anything. I don't remember seeing that. It seemed a little weird to me. But they came out confident. A little strange. Thank you all for helping out so much. Y'all have been
I think they
great.
said on the broadcast that they took a bus ride up here.
What else would they do?
Fly out of wherever they are.
Well, they're in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, fly over there.
They took a bus ride today.
I don't know. I don't think it was today.
Yeah, I think they would have been here yesterday. It's 210 miles to Corpus Christi, Brad. U of H would have taken a bus there. So.
Yeah.
I thought they were going in their private jets.
Not to Corpus Christi.
Everybody line up in like 6 private jets flying like the Blue Angels down there.
Avery Johnson said their bus broke down and it took 6 hours to get to Houston.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound great.
I've been on those types of road trips, man. You don't like them.
Adversity.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that happening?
What?
Pretty good.
Really?
Having the bus breakdown?
I've never been in that type of situation. I've been in a lot of buses.
That's called privilege.
I mean, shit,
Towns.
a greyhound is a greyhound, huh?
I don't know, man. Some of them are good. Some of them are not good at all.
Well, yeah,
What did y'all think about the ball movement with that smaller lineup? It looked like they were whipping it around a little better today.
I mean, yeah. Like
Okay.
you got guys who are used to. You have a smaller lineup. You have guys who are used to having the ball in their hands. Where let's say you're playing with two bigs, one of the bigs gets it. It might be, they're not really used to being decision makers. Like the ball usually ends with them maybe getting a dunk or drop off or something. So it's like you got 4 guys on the court who all can make a three, who all are comfortable with the ball in their hands in the half court. That's usually beneficial to your offense because you got multiple guys who are comfortable putting the ball on the deck and making decisions as well as being offensive threats.
Okay. Brad, nothing else to add to that?
They moved the ball well.
They moved the ball well.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, I really like the small lineup, and I would love to see them. I like the fact that we're getting up and down the court quicker, and pushing the ball. Our running on the break is not going to show up in the stats because unless you get a shot up quick, it doesn't really count. But I like that we're pushing to look for an edge and look for an advantage, and then pulling it back when it's not there. You got to push the issue. I don't like coming up slow because then it allows them to set their defense and then come and pressure right outside the circle up at the logo. And when we get pressure up there, it takes us too long to get into our offense. By the time we get into our offense, next thing you know, we're at 15 seconds. And then we stand around, jab step, dribble back, pass sideways, look for E-man to shoot it fading away out of bounds at the buzzer.
That took longer than 30 seconds.
Well, I'm trying to give you the visual and the feeling of its ball is stalled.
Fair.
But I come from an era of run and gun. That's all we did. Everybody ran back in those days.
OneSubstantial.com. Towns Star Pizza. Oh man, this is great. Shout out to Coach Sam, man. Shout out to Malik. Shout out to E-Man. I'm super proud of those guys. Shout out to Terrence. I'm super proud of those guys. Super proud.
My photos of the scoreboard here is so bad. It looks like Malik is wearing pinstripes. That's pretty sweet. While we have a moment, Ella, my niece turns 3 while we're on our little break, and so I just wanted to say happy birthday, Ella. We're gonna record this so she sees it. Happy birthday, Ella. She's one of those unfortunate kids that has a birthday right around Christmas, so you don't get the attention you deserve. But happy birthday, Ella.
Happy birthday, Ella.
Thank you, Galen.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. You can win with guys like me.
At least it's right before
like
Christmas, though, so everybody's still in a festive mood.
It's right after Christmas. We're not going to see each other till the 30th.
Okay, so yeah, that's tough.
No, my sister was a terrible mother for getting pregnant at that particular time. But yeah, that's my girl. She is moody, kind of like me. Funny how I want to question Jawan sometimes, but games like this where the offensive glass didn't agree with us, he's the solution usually. That's the trade-off.
Well, I mean,
He's
to be fair, we didn't have much need for offensive glass in the first half,
25 minutes. Yeah.
But they had a lot of success on the offensive glass.
I think we shot like at 56%.
Yeah.
60% from three.
But Coach Sampson, I remember I talked to him right before I left, and he made a great quote. Familiarity breeds contempt. You're so used to J1 being there and so used to him being who he is that you forget what it looks like when he's not there. And I wrote that down. It's like games like this, you recognize the value that he brings on the glass, because a lot of the offensive rebounds that they got, they probably wouldn't have, like the score would have been a bigger lead because they wouldn't have had as much second chance opportunities, and we would have had more offensive opportunities. So it's just like, it's a great quote. Familiarity breeds contempt. You get so used to it, you start taking it for granted, then it's gone. It's like, oh shit, I missed this. Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Shout out to Jamie for always being the one guy watching us on Facebook. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Holding it down for the Facebook army of one.
He said of one.
Galen, what do you think about how Milos played today?
I thought he was, it's crazy actually, I thought he was a little more aggressive than usual. He was like hunting his shot, and it's always better when those are makes. I think he went like
Correct.
4 or 5. I would have liked to see him get a little more up just heading into conference play, but I just feel like his mindset was more on the end of attacking and hunting his own offense as opposed to the contrary. So, but like I said, whenever our guards are in an attacking mindset, whether they're having success or not, we're such a good offensive rebounding team that it helps our team go. Because our coaches love when we get offensive rebounds. Well, the opposing coaches hate it. So when you get offensive rebounds and it's like the other team's like, fuck, it's gonna be on. It's like it's kind of demoralizing, and you get no second and third opportunities. So it's just like whenever our guards are in that attacking mindset, it helps everybody, and it hurts who we want to hurt.
Okay. Galen, the offensive sets you run in the G League, how do those compare to what y'all ran at U of H?
Well, there's so many more possessions that ours here is a lot more random because it's allowed to be. You kind of got to get to quick hitting actions, whereas at U of H it was more. They were longer plays. It took a lot longer to get into them, to get to the action. Whereas like our plays, they kind of start off with the action because they have to, because the shot clock is shorter. It's probably 100 so possessions in the game, so it's just like you gotta do everything quick because the time that shot clock, once you cross half court, you 20 seconds, 19 seconds on the shot clock, and now you gotta so it's just. They're less intricate here, I guess, than they are at U of H.
Yeah, y'all don't play a lot of defense, it seems. So,
Cap, we're one of the top defensive teams in the league.
I'm sorry, the league doesn't play a lot of defense.
Oh, all like that. Oh.
Yeah, but you can.
You got Galen on the team. You know it's already going to be a team that's going to play more defense than everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't the case last year, but I mean, on the team last year, I had the highest defensive rating. No surprise there. So, I mean,
no surprise
there.
Well,
I mean, that's a given, dude.
The culture travels, man. The culture travels.
That's right. Never leaves.
Brad.
Great question.
Star Pizza.
It is where you need to go.
Absolutely.
I was hoping for a little bit more.
Everybody's got the finish up your shopping. Once you get done, nobody wants to go home and cook. You're saving the cooking for the big Christmas day, the whole festive. Put all your worries aside. Go sit down. Have some pizza.
Some nice.
Have some pasta.
You know what I'm saying?
For people like me, mix in a salad.
Or 6 or 7.
You can deep fry it. You can cover it with ranch.
Salad?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Oh, hey, Tyler,
But it's
you
a
wanna
great place. Great place to go hang out. And you know what? If you really not, you don't want to get out and mess with traffic, they can come to you if you're within a certain spot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you, big dog. I got you. Don't worry about it. Go
And-
cool the click. God damn
And
it.
shout out to my guys, the delivery guys who come visit me. I appreciate all the work they do. Been seeing these guys for years, man.
Brad doesn't give Christmas gifts except to these guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Been seeing these
But
guys.
always good people going in, good people come and visit you, good people. And the food, fantastic.
Facts.
Accurate. Y'all like your pizza spicy, or another way, I usually add those jalapenos. I am not that person. I was in Provo with Duarte, and he put like a pound of jalapenos on his pizza, which was a little surprising at his age.
It was, shit. Duarte.
I don't mind.
Yeah, but
it.
I mean, he's
Brother, you don't never exhaust what you like, man. That flavor, that spice, yeah, it's decent.
okay.
I don't mind it, but I like it without it.
Fair. Brad invites the delivery guy in to have a slice with him. Brad ain't giving no pizza
I
away.
don't know, Brad. I don't know if I'm sharing shit.
You bet to lose an arm sticking into my cage.
Mm-mm. You don't touch his pizza, and you don't touch his beans with the pork chops and the whatever the fuck that was.
Sausage.
Sausage, that's what it was. All right. There's just not a ton to talk about in this game.
What the
I'm
conversation?
really happy with it, man.
There's a lot to be happy with, but generally when games are blowouts, it's, there's less to discuss, less to talk about.
The thing is that this gets back to feeling like normal.
Okay.
I mean, this felt like every game that we had last year against a certain tier of opponent. You did exactly what you needed to do, and there wasn't a lot of messing around today. I mean, they came out, and I'm glad that they set the tone early that they were going to come out and play hard. They're going to suck doing it, but they're going to play hard, and so that I think that forced our guys to wake up a little bit and say, "Oh, okay, let's go ahead and get this over with early."
What do you mean that gonna suck?
Huh?
You said
No,
it's gonna
they're
suck,
gonna
or they
they're
did
gonna suck. They're gonna play hard, but they're just not any good. The opponent.
Okay.
The
Okay,
opponent suck.
All right. This is the best shooting team under Sampson. Yes, better than Galen's 18-19 team.
Knock your head off the wall.
Slow down. This team's about
It
a
could be
45% shooter.
early returns. We forget, man. That team can shoot the lights out.
Yeah, and you've only played non-conference opponents at this point. You got to get through.
I will say, offensively, though,
grind.
this team has been more effective in out of conference than the last two teams. Scoring more, better field goal percentage, much better at the line.
Okay. I mean, Galen's awfully quiet.
I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's quiet, but it's just like shit. At the end of the day, the objective is to win.
Yes.
So, like, would I trade off being a not as effective offensive team to be clicking on the defensive end sooner? Absolutely. But I mean, it just depends on, you can find the benefits of however you want to look at it. But yeah, are they better offensively? I mean, shit, I don't know. But I mean, if that's what the numbers say, that's true. But I mean,
Early.
On the contrary,
Early.
the defensive rebounding and just like our team's essence, like our team's, how you might not be able, like, if you didn't look at the scoreboard and it's like how we look out there, like what does that look like? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things you could, you can kind of make an argument for any numerical stat, but I mean the eye test is what I like to go off of.
Do you know what your team did that this team has not done?
Probably
play a road game.
Oh,
they haven't played a road game.
Yeah.
So we don't know what kind of shoot. Let's see how they go and play at Oklahoma State and then go to Kansas and Kansas State, and then we'll figure it out. It's difficult to compare 8 home games and 3 neutral games, or 4 neutral games, I guess, and 7 home games to teams that go play on the road. And play conference games and play conference tournament and NCAA games. I mean, let's see. Maybe. Actually, let's go to the... we'll never forget Armani going bonkers from 3 during that LSU comeback. That game featured about 50 fouls, which was not ideal. Okay, the entire staff is coming down the stairs right in front of me. Here comes Simpson. Kelvin's walking down with that Houston Strong sweatshirt on.
Shut up, my God.
Yeah. I'm not sure where they're coming from. But nice hoodie, Galen.
Thanks.
We're going to turn this around. See if we can... There's Kelvin coming down, Lauren behind him.
Son, Ryan, you're not tough enough.
I'm not tough enough.
That's just
is
what accurate.
He said quite a bit about me in the past, but yeah, that's certainly something he would say.
If I was walking through a dark alley, son, I'd want you walking towards me.
Accurate.
That's the type of shit he says. Oh man, I miss Coach, man. Damn, it's so cool going to practice and hearing the shit that used to be directed at you and it wasn't funny, and hearing it directed at somebody else and recognizing the humor. Like, man, that shit. It's
like you're not paying attention, then all of a sudden you hear that somebody getting yelled at, and you immediately think it's you. And then you turn around, it's like, oh, I'm done with that. It's your turn. Welcome to the party.
Oh, man, that shit is great, man. That shit is great. You know what's the best thing about our staff, though? It's like everybody's the same. Coach Kellen, you walk in, he's still bouncing off the walls. Coach Q, he's still just mad as hell at everything.
Grumpy,
like,
yeah.
HP, he just is cool as the other side of the pillow. Like, and KC is just mellow. Like, everybody's the same, man. Coach Bishop is like, those are some real dudes. Those are some real authentic guys, man. Blessed to have a coaching staff like that.
Louisiana fired their coach this week, Bob Marlin, who'd been there 15 years, and then same Houston 10 years before that. I think that might be a spot for Quantas. I think that could be a really attractive option for him. South Louisiana is a lot of untapped potential down there. There's really nobody playing great basketball down there, and if he could go and recruit some guys in-state, it could be something to watch. You've got obviously a long time before that happens, but we'll see. I think it would be, these guys are going to go take jobs eventually, and that could be the right one for him. Louisiana guy, New Orleans guy.
I remember Coach Q when he first got to U of H. He was my position coach. And he was trying to establish very quickly that like I'm changing shit around. So I don't know if it was like I forget what day it was, but I went into his office 5 a.m. We watching film, talking, and I'm like, this dude is serious. He was like, gee, listen here, I'm here to help that motherfucker win a national championship. And I was like, shit, me too. But it's like he established that from literally day one. I'm here to help Coach Simpson win the national championship. And that is literally just based on how he operated in practice, post-practice, film sessions. He is on a mission. And I got the most respect in the world for Coach Q. And wherever he gets an opportunity to be a head coach, that is going to be the program is going to be blessed and grateful to have a guy like that.
I think Kellen gets a lot of the credit as the staff goes, but Quantis and Hollis are really good coaches. I don't know KC quite as well as I know the others, so I'll leave that to you. But I am so impressed with what I see from them, just how active they are in everything. And Kelvin obviously trusts the staff quite a bit to get what he wants out of the positions and out of the group. Mac Smith is wanting a shout out from you, Godfather. Can you give it to him real quick?
I'll never forget Big Mac, man. Appreciate you. Instead of pulling up to Ford, I'm gonna have to pull up to Chevy, man. I'm gonna have to see my boy Big Mac. That is my guy, Mac Smith. That was a funny story, man.
Okay.
Should I tell it or have I?
You have told it, but you can tell it again.
How many people we got listening?
4,000.
Okay. Next time. Y'all got to tune in next time. How about that?
I have to run. Just wanted to wish y'all and your families a very merry and Cougarific Christmas. Thank you.
Likewise.
Andy, Teresa,
Thank
Andy,
you very
Teresa.
much. Merry Christmas to
Big
you.
Army is that too.
Did it feel Emmanuel made an emphasis to get the free throw line? Yes, he attacked. He slashed. And he was good from the line. He was 9-9. I believe he's now 42 or 46.
If you got a guy shoot free throws that like he does, I mean, in my head, it makes sense to try to get to the line as much as humanly possible.
Yeah,
if I can get there
day.
10, 15 times a game, great. Because one, I'm going to score, and I'm going to pad those free shots. And two, I'm going to get you in foul trouble and, see what kind of bench you got.
And also, I think he's shooting over like 40% from three. So it's like you get told all throughout the week preparing to play against us that this sharp kid can shoot the shit out of it. He gives you a shot fake. He gives you an eyebrow fake. You going flying because you don't want to shoot it. Now he's by you. He's a big, strong kid. He's not as 6'3", but it's like he's big and strong. He can absorb contact, and it's like once he gets to the line, you can count those two. So it's just like the more his game grows, the more comfortable he gets. He's already there, but it's like he's become such a dynamic player that is like you have to respect how he can fill the stat sheet in all facets on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is, I believe, 30 of 61 from three this year. So
that's ridiculous. Yeah, I think
right at 50%.
I didn't want to be wrong. I wrote 46%. Like that is 48. That's freakish.
We went 3 for 5 today. That's okay.
Boy, it's nylon.
So, yep. What else do we want to talk about? I gave you playoff predictions last game, and both the teams I told you were going to win have lost. So, and really haven't competed. SMU did not show up. Brad was all over that today. Wouldn't leave me alone. I get it.
Oh man, it really Those interceptions that their quarterback was throwing, God, it looked like they were so bad. I thought he was actually on the take because those were horrible. It's like, son, you got a guy literally standing right in front of you, and you throw it directly to him. It's like, what? It's not the other team. It's like we got some vision problems or something, some color blindness.
So, before conference play starts, I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
What do y'all think is what's y'all's prediction on how we do in conference play in regards to our record?
How many conference games do we play?
20.
You can get a range.
I'm thinking like 15-5.
15-5.
If you go 15-5, you win the league.
Win the league, hands down.
I really think you win it.
I just think I think it's a bigger group of teams that are more competitive. If you understand what I'm saying.
There's
I don't think
depth.
I don't think we're a standout as we were in the past or were previously. And I don't know. I think Iowa State is really, really good, but I don't get the feeling that they're a runaway.
They're good when they're clicking, but it's just like you said, there's no really, they don't really stand out to me. I've watched them on the like they don't. I'd say my prediction would be like from 12-8 to 14-6. That's the range I'm sitting in. And I feel like if you can win 14 games in this Big 12 climate, you're setting yourself up to win at the bare minimum to win the league. Because everybody's going to be beaten up. It's going to be a hard place to play. Whoever's at the bottom of the league, there's going to be a tough out. Like it's going to be very, very hard to win on the road in this league. 100%.
You went 5-3 on the road last year, and you went 8-0 in the conference at home. I don't think you can win. I would be shocked if they win all 10 home games this year. Just because of it just doesn't happen in this conference. And I think that for Brad's thing to happen, you have to go 10-0 at home and 5-5 on the road.
I say at least we win 8 of those. I feel like we can win 8 of those.
Yeah, for sure. But 8-2 and 10-0 are quite a, it's just different.
Very, very big difference.
But I think if you're 13-7, you feel good. You're a 2 or 3 seed in the tournament.
Y'all are hurting me, dude.
If y'all are 14-6, I think you could tie for it or win it. At 15-5, you win the conference.
I mean, if we lose 7 to 8 games, it means that's going to be 7 nights where I got to listen to and read a bunch of bullshit.
Well, you're going to read a lot of that.
It's like an asshole. Everybody got one. But it's just like I do feel like this team has some growth that they need to do, and there's certain growth that can only come through losses. Just because of how they magnify things, and it's just like I just feel like we're gonna be above 500, if we stay healthy, regardless. But I just feel like there's gonna be certain games that we lose that we're gonna need to lose in order for us to win down the line.
I said it all year last year that the TCU and Iowa State losses to start the road schedule were vital. You needed to lose those games, and Kansas was
the fashion that they lost those games as well. They were super close, my bad, Ryan. Go ahead, my bad.
They ended up close, yeah. Iowa State blew you out of the water to start that game. But after the Kansas game, you were 5-3 in the conference, and then you went 8-0 the last 8 games. That's how you won the league by 3 or 2 games, whatever it was. I just don't know if you can expect to win all 10 home games. Now, this is a great home environment, but frankly, everybody in this conference has a great home environment. And you had to go and win overtime games and last-second shots at BYU, at Texas, at Baylor, at OU. And, you've got to have that closer. We don't know who that closer is yet. And so I just think it's hard to predict 15-5. But I mean, if you go 13-7, and you've got 7 wins now, 8 wins now, so that's 21 wins. With this schedule, that's a 2 or 3 seed. You're right where Iowa State was last year. That ain't bad.
Ain't bad at all.
Obviously, the team that wins this conference is going to be a 1. But
I think
we'll just see.
The seeding is going to be interesting how it plays out this year because the SEC is so much better, at least on paper, than what they've done. I mean, that conference is legitimately better, and I think Auburn is, with Broome, is the hands down best team in the country.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And at this point, I don't think it's close, but I don't know, what's going to be the lingering effect of Broome's injury. But they've got some really, really, really good teams at the top, but they scheduled extremely well in the middle and the bottom. And so they said that they were going to make a focus on it. They were really going to focus to try to get a lot more of their guys in the picture, and they did, or at least they have so far. Now, as long as they don't have any real, if they have 3 really terrible teams in conference play, it kind of blows everything up. But if they're just a whole lot of just like what we did last year, a couple at the top kind of pull away, and then everybody else is just beating each other, seeding's going to be difficult this year. Because you're going to have real competition for 3 through 6 seeds, and it's anybody's guess at that point.
Okay. I don't even feel comfortable talking about the tournament right now. It just feels so weird. But
that shit happens quick.
Anything in particular y'all looking forward come conference play? I look forward to going all over this country, staying in 3-star hotels in little bitty towns, in the snow.
Oh, Coogs, man.
The desert.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Yeah, there's a week where you
trying out Waffle Houses everywhere you go.
You go to Kansas and you go to West Virginia in the same week, and I am thinking that y'all are going to have to take over that week because I'm going to just be dead. But
you know what I'm looking forward to, though? I'm looking forward to that guy emerging.
Yes.
Because I don't know if people remember Jamal in non-conference last year, but he was kind of like he didn't really stand out. He didn't, but, once conference play starts, it's nut cutting time. It's like, who you want doing who, who can do what. And so those are the guys you're going to roll with. So it's just like, I just feel like through the losses that we have this year, there's going to be a guy that's going to emerge, and it's going to be clear to us. And that's what I feel like I'm looking forward to the most.
That's a good answer, Galen. I would disagree with one thing. I think Jamal was a very good player through the non-conference schedule.
I mean, but
he was a consensus All-American.
Well, no, I know
and
exactly
the Naismith winner.
I know
what he consensus All-American. Right. He wasn't putting up consensus All-American numbers.
Right.
Yeah. But what Galen's talking about, because we talked about it, and I think we kind of had a come to Jesus after TCU, is that Jamal stopped being a facilitator first, and he decided he's going to be the guy.
He adapted to what the team needed.
Yeah.
Just took it upon himself.
And that's a testament to this program is that all of these guys are very generous. They're not a black hole. They're going to try to get each other involved. But every once in a while, or not every once in a while, you got to have a guy on that team when things are going, they take the ball and say, "Get out of the way, it's my game."
I remember Coach Sampson, he said that about Rob Gray. And whenever we used to do like there would be like clinics or talks or whatever, and he'd introduce us all. And whenever he got to Rob, he'd be like, "Well, this is Rob Gray. He doesn't look like much, but that guy, he'll give you 30." Like, and it's just like he called the term, you got to keep an ace in your back pocket. You just got to have a guy that, you know what, fuck the system, get a bucket. So, and that's what Jamal became for us. So, like I said, I'm just looking forward to that guy emerging this year because it's going to get to a point where the plays, everybody know your plays, everybody know your offense, everybody know your schemes. You're going to have to get a bucket. You got to make something happen. So, regardless if it be one, E-Man, Terrence, Milo, whoever, it's like that the guy will be clear to us.
Keep an eye on 2-3.
Absolutely.
I think I really do think that when it gets hot, 2-3 is going to be the guy. He's got that gene in him. He's got something about him.
But it's just those guys don't emerge without coaching. It's like,
right.
We lose sight of how young these guys are, and they need reassurance. They need confidence spoken into them. It's just like I keep talking about this, but whenever I went to that practice, they were force-feeding him confidence. Like, don't pass it. Shoot the motherfucking – like, that does everything for your confidence, man. It's just like you can see it paying off in this game now, but they were like, Terrence, don't pass it. Like, then if you pass it, you're running. Like, it does worlds for you. And that is going to help. That's going to pay off on the back end, 100%. 100%. Yep. Same with Mercy. They were force feeding him confidence. I mean,
stats by Starnes. Today was Terrence Arsenault's second ever start. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Definitely.
I mean, you feel like he's been around forever. And second ever start.
I mean, I guess forever can be a couple of years given the climate of college basketball today.
Yeah.
So he's been around 2 years. He's been around forever.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I was surprised by that. The one thing about that finding that closer is that last year it had to be Jamal or it just wasn't going to happen. That you didn't have a lot of options for who the closer was going to be. This year, I think there's legitimately 4 guys who in a month or 6 weeks' time, you could look back, you can say, this is the closer. And so I think you have a lot more options. And I don't know if that's a harder coaching job over the next 6 or 8 weeks. Where they knew they had to get Jamal into that spot. Now they have to figure out, well, which one of these guys is going to be that? I think at the end of games, you have a lot more options, whereas last year you knew where that ball was going.
Yeah.
So that part of it is a little interesting to me just because of,
And also, it had to be Jamal last year because the Emmanuel we're seeing this year, he wasn't that last year. He wasn't able to, he wasn't able to put the ball in the deck. The LJ that we see this year, he was more so of a recipient, not a creator. So it's like it had to be the guy who was the most comfortable with the basketball in his hands, the most comfortable with making plays, and the most comfortable being able to get to his spots and knowing where he had an advantage. So it's like it had to be Jamal. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, E-Man and LJ, TRs, they've all taken big steps with their development in their game and their comfort level with the ball in their hands. So, I mean, it's all having one is too close to having none. So it's always good to have, you know what I'm saying?
I think you brought up a key point that we overlook is getting to your spot where you have the advantage. And that's perfectly said, because that's exactly what he was able to do. Might not be the best spot on the floor for everybody, but it's where he had the biggest advantage.
Jamal, he was such a great manipulator of the game. He knew the system in and out. He was so comfortable. So it's like when you mix comfort, control, and that guy has the ultimate green light, you're gonna end up with something good. It's gonna be something decent at the bare minimum. So, but yeah, I just can't wait to see who that guy is for us this year.
Shout out to TI7791 for maybe the comment of the year. I'm just going to be better at letting shit play itself out.
You mean not live and die with every possession?
You like that one, Galen?
Oh man, that is.
Or at least I'll try to.
Brother, shit, he even fucked it up. Oh man,
Yeah.
But you know what? That's knowing oneself right there.
That's growth, is what that is for
That's right.
all of us. To just let it play out.
Let it play out.
Being surprised is a really cool thing every once in a while. UConn lost, I think, 7 or 8 conference games 2 years ago. Okay, but went and won national. Right, but okay. Yeah. Mario, our guy, who should be working on photos. Mario says they will. Oh, see, I didn't see that. I didn't see my,
I just got
text
alerted.
message. Okay, great job, Mario. Always doing the best. His kids are seeing Santa right now, so he had some time. Oh, these are good.
Mercy is not shotgun shot whatsoever. But what
no.
I think he can be for us, man, he has the right mentality.
Oh yeah.
Not shy. If he sees daylight, it's in the air. No second guessing.
Hey man, if you gotta encourage a dude to shoot, you got the wrong dude.
Exactly.
Shoot or shoot.
Sam, he has a saying. He's like, son, I'd rather have to turn you down than have to turn you up.
Exactly.
And he embodies that 110%.
Mm-hmm. It's like a racehorse, man. You don't want to have to kick them too much. You want to have to you want to have to hold them in check until it's time to run.
Don't want to go to that whip. Yeah.
It's been a great show.
These are great photos. Yeah, that's okay. The standard is so high that.
But it's like there's always something valuable with our shit, man. You always hear some good shit, man. Like, and I know it's good shit because I'm listening to it. I'm like, damn, that's some good shit. Like, yeah, man, this is where you need to be post game, every game. We right here. Every time post game, we right here.
Exactly.
Come join the family, man. Come join. Get you some
well,
gear.
Brad and I are. Sometimes
you're not gonna always hear what you want to hear, but you're gonna hear what you need to hear.
God damn it. That's what I'm talking about.
Get you some gear.
Get you some gear.
So, what is the situation? They can order this now.
Or
get on the list.
Now, yeah, just get on the list, man. It's gonna be like a big release. It's gonna be these, like the team got these. It's gonna be these in 2 colors, and then it's gonna be all the other Houston versus everybody stuff that hundreds of people have asked me about. So it's gonna be kind of one big thing where you can, get warm for conference play.
And when's that happening?
I'd say towards the end of December. So after Christmas.
You got 9 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't head to once.
Be a New Year thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a tip. Return all that ugly shit you just got at Christmas. Get your money back, and buy you some Galen Houston.
When you open up your present, smile. You always.
What are you doing? What are you getting left behind? You're getting left behind, man. Get with the times.
Just smile. Say thank you. Thank you for the tube socks. I appreciate it. Those are going back. Get some Galen wear.
Oh, I have a better saying. Get with the towns. No, Ryan, that's not a good one. Okay. You just mad as your name is Monso.
Not an enjoyer of Cougar Tales.
Absolutely not.
No, Monso works out pretty well. What the fuck?
Talking about Towns look like he got a Harley Davidson outside right now.
I might. I'm in parts
He does
unknown.
not.
You never know.
Oh,
You
got that
look.
5X coming for you, Towns, on the next shipment. I promise.
Ooh.
5.5X. Got to give you some breathing room, big dog.
You should be on a list.
I probably am.
Mario did some great stuff today. This
Hey,
is one of my
show
favorites.
Go to the one with the
Don't tell me what to do, you little bitch.
with the JoJo's jump hook.
He likes to go
I
to
did
that
not.
left hand. That's unique.
Is
Alrighty.
that- are you calling that a jump hook? Like one of the first photos there?
The one where he's the only one shooting in a sea of
okay,
green.
I see it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that a jump hook, but it's a shot.
You don't know what you're talking about, dude. That's a
Well,
jump
that's
hook.
also
Let's make it visible.
No,
well. You said okay.
left-handed.
Well, I don't know what it is.
I'm about to say, Towns, that is not a jump hook. That is definitely a floater.
Well, I don't see it, but we'll figure it out at some
It's-
point. This is not good. That's JV here. Yeah, we're just gonna say
5
okay
pictures
for
down
now.
past that one.
5 pictures past that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there it is. Okay, that might be a jump hook. Maybe. You know what? This is not the best show right now, and I apologize. That's pretty good. Did he make that shot? I don't remember.
I think he did.
Okay.
I know he made one of those.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the fact that
Good photo.
he's really going after it with the left hand. And he's just making himself more of a threat. Yeah, his game is really coming into. Once he's
Aside from that 3-point attempt, it was a good, yeah. Aside from that, but
From the angle he took that shot, it's really hard to shoot it over the hoop and not hit anything, but he did.
perfect explanation of that. That's JoJo.
Yeah.
I remember that practice I went to. He was like, JoJo, son, you just out here hooping. Get in the system. Like, oh man.
All right, I'm going to try for a third time. What are y'all's thoughts about Kelvin wanting to play at MSG? I think he's talked about it being something that they've been approached about, not that he necessarily wants to play. He's turned down opportunities before to go play at MSG. I've never seen a game there. I would love it. That's an expensive trip for a basketball game, but
yeah, it is.
yeah, but yeah, I would love it. You're going to play in Birmingham. You're going to play in Vegas. Vegas could become 4 games, which, that's
Well, I mean, you're there long
that's a
enough.
lot. Well, it may not be the same situation you had this year, where you have 2 days off. But they're adding a women's component to that tournament. They're adding 16 teams. So you could be there a month just to get in the games you need to play. Who knows? But I would love to see MSG. I would be surprised if it happens next season. But we'd be there. We'd put Towns on a Greyhound, and he'd be there too.
That would be something I might be able to make it to.
Yeah, we put you on a
I'm gonna
train.
have to. They're gonna
You could
fly
take a
my fat
train.
ass in a C-130 up there. Just go ahead and put me on FedEx.
Oh boy. Is UT up? They're up 21-7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all like boxing at all?
Of course I do.
Are you watching the Fury Usyk fight?
No,
Yeah,
not really. No, I mean I like MMA more. I'm just not a fan of.
Pounds? You brutal, bro.
Huh?
I say you're brutal.
Yeah, I like Fury, but his fights are just so ugly.
And MMA is somehow more pleasant. To you know what? Hey, brother, you're entitled to your opinion. Hey.
They're just a lot of the MMA. I would rather watch guys
Break each other's faces and noses.
and get it over with quick.
Humping each other.
I mean, I like how he fights because he fights. He's not just a puncher. He's
definitely a boxer.
He's a legitimate boxer.
Towns, you know your shit, man.
Man, I've been around. I keep an eye on all my sports.
Towns been around the way. Man. So we got December 30th, OK State. Oh yeah, the next victims. Looking forward to it. I gotta turn on the light. The sun's setting.
You know, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to seeing is I'm looking forward to see J1 be J1 again and be that just beast mode guy.
Yeah. I feel like his level of play will rise with the competition.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a guy. I think he's really going to be key because he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been J1 of the past, and he hasn't made that next step that you would hope to see. But I have a feeling it's coming because he's got too much pride for it not to. And he's going to get pissed off in conference play because it's going to get pretty violent this year. Because, you know, we got the crown. Everybody's there to try to knock it off.
You know, I say just him being what we're used to being, what we're used to seeing, especially last year, I say that was just a byproduct of how good Jamal was. You know, the little things, the little tricks of the trade in the game. You just kind of take those things for granted, man. So, yeah. No, enough about Jamal. He was great, but yeah, that was just he was unbelievable.
Jamal. Yeah.
Love you though, Jamal.
Yeah, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch him to really step up because I think he makes us a completely different team. When he's on, when he's playing, when he's balling, different story. Because we need 6 to 8 of those. Back them down in the paint. Get that dirty bucket. When things are kind of going crazy, that's how you answer.
Thanks.
So I was upstairs today talking to Jamie Hollingsworth and Coy Wheeler, and I came out of the vomitorium there, and a guy over my shoulder says, "Hey, y'all." I thought he was mocking me for how I start these shows, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan." I'm like, "Well, thank you. Appreciate it very much." And he said, "And I can't believe you got Brad Towns on it." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, and he's so good. You know, he takes your ribbing very well. And I was like, "Yeah, well, he's really fat." I mean, he knows. He knows. And he's like, "Yeah, I used to come to U of H baseball camps, and Brad was there, and I was like, wow, he was a really big deal." I was like, "Are we talking about the same person?"
I don't. Okay, sure. Thank you.
His heyday.
I mean,
they talented that guy.
Must have been after that one good start I had at Stephen F. Austin.
Stephen F. Austin is when it must have been. It certainly was not in Baton Rouge when you walked 9 guys in 3 innings.
No.
Certainly not.
Or when I did the same thing against Rice.
You did that against Rice?
Not the ear
Oh
scratch.
God, we beat.
I can
We
go.
beat
I gotta
Rice.
go find that.
It might have been actually worse. I don't know. We ended up getting beat like 24-3 or something like that. It was brutal. I think it was my last start in the Southwest Conference until the end of the year. It's like, hey, maybe we should try you on Tuesdays, maybe.
JV game, yeah.
You seem to be much better against the Stephen F.
Southland.
Austins and
McNeese.
McNeese.
Although they were pretty good then.
McNeese could hit. They were hitting getting off the bus.
Those were fun environments. We're talking about 1990s Southland baseball, by the way. Usually you don't get to see the numbers go down for viewership, but they just did. But yeah, we got a Brad superfan, and I was so excited for you there for a minute, and then I was like, wait a second. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
No.
But hey, I
It does
appreciate
not.
it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's
So,
do
so
some final
famous,
thoughts.
I'm infamous.
Infamous. Galen, what's your final thoughts? When do you come to Houston?
I think I'll get there on the Monday morning.
Okay.
But final thoughts, did what we're supposed to do. On to the next one. It's time to get this party started, man.
Yeah, Bradley?
That looked like the team that we've been expecting to see come out, taking care of business, and do it in every way that you can. And on sadder note, rest in peace, Ricky Henderson. One of the
This
most
hurts my feelings.
electric baseball players to have ever played the game. The best leadoff hitter in the history of the game. And
100%.
obviously the best base stealer ever. But he was always a menace because he was in my division for so long as a Rangers fan. But man, I got to see him with Oakland so many times. Of just going out there and just hanging out in left field for, $3 or whatever it is, just to watch Ricky Henderson play. And that guy was so good. And I finally got to meet him at U of H the year after I was done. I guess it was 96. U of H played a preseason game against the San Diego
Padres, right?
Padres. Yeah. So I got to meet Tony Gwynn, Wally Joyner, and I was going to pick up foul balls because I was still finishing up school, so I was just picking up foul balls in between while working as groundskeeper. So I'll go over behind the visitors' side of Cougar Field, and I'm picking up one of the balls that had gotten over there. I come back, all of a sudden Ricky Henderson comes sneaking out of the locker room, and I just walk up and ask him if he'd sign my autograph, and he stops and he looks around and he goes, "You got to hurry before Ricky gets surrounded." He signed it. And he just took off, and I'm like, man, that's the coolest dude ever, because he always spoke of himself in the third person all the time.
That is cool.
But it's sad to see him pass away, but God, what an incredible baseball player that dude was.
He was young, right? Like 60, 65?
65, yeah.
Galen, you'll appreciate this. In the late 80s, he got a bonus of $1 million. Gold Glove or stolen base champ, something. And the team he was playing for started panicking about 2 months later. They couldn't square their books. They couldn't figure it out. Homeboy framed the $1 million check. He didn't cash it. He just put it in a frame. There was no one ever like Ricky Henderson. I coming from where I came from, we didn't have a pro baseball team. You just got what you got. And it was all NL baseball. We didn't get to see AL. But you'd get the This Week in Baseball on Saturdays and get to hear about what Ricky was doing, and that was my favorite player. And I mean, I'm still 12 or 13 years old, couldn't figure out why is he always talking about Ricky. Like, what's happening? But I loved everything about him. He was fantastic. My final thoughts is this is our last time in this arena this year. We'll come back in 2 weeks on the 4th, another 1:00 game. You didn't lose in this arena this year. That's pretty good. And, you know, it's going to start for real. These guys will get a little break and then come back. Usually Christmas night, they get back, and we'll see. This is going to be a fascinating year in the conference just because you don't know who you are yet. And you could figure it out, and it could be maybe not what you expected. You could figure it out and be right where you were last year, fighting it out at the end of the year for that title. Tonight was a good night for a lot of guys. Milos, I thought, really took a step. He's got to be able to continue taking those steps. Doing that with these big breaks that you had before Wednesday and now you're going to have over these next 9 days, that's kind of tough. But, you know, if he wants to be the guy, he's going to have to do that. And this team, you know, they can do things without him, but they can't get to where they want to be without him. So he's pretty important.
Sure.
We only get to use our little Christmas Cats logo once, so here we are. We appreciate you, Galen, you, Brad, for everything this year. I've had a lot of fun. I really never thought we would do podcasts like this. And then once we started doing them and they were so bad, I thought, well, this will be over pretty soon. And now they're a pretty big deal. The biggest ones covering U of H, and we appreciate that and everybody that watches. I've had a blast doing this with y'all. And, you know, it's work for me, but man, it's just a blast to be able to do things like this all the time with two guys that really know what they're talking about. I get to kind of get out of the way and not show how big an idiot I am. And it's helpful to have y'all there to cover it all up so that I don't look so fucking stupid. I'm going to Ruth Chris tonight. I'm a little excited. I haven't been in about 4 weeks. Yeah. Usually it's about an every other week thing for me, but it's been a while. So
what are the go-to sides? I know the steak's ribeye.
Yeah.
What are the go-to sides?
For me, I like the baked potato. The people I'm going with, they'll get the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes. I'll do the baked potato. Kind of share it all around. But I'm not a big mac and cheese guy, so there you go.
Well,
yeah,
I like all those.
But you knew that. Yeah, I figured as much. I didn't figure I was going to name something where you're like, whoa. No, I don't know about that.
unless you made some comment about green vegetables outside of green beans.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Oh, man. That's some good shit right now.
Yeah.
Get your gear, man. Substantial.com. You see him.
Yep. Kelvin went right to it after the game, still wearing it when he came down, said Merry Christmas to everybody on the floor. So this is usually the point where I tell you GoCoogs.com all week, but there ain't going to be no GoCoogs.com for the next 4 or 5 days. We're going to just take a few days off. We're going to keep going through our reliving. Yeah.
Relax. Be with your family. Everybody take them up over to Star Pizza.
Leave me alone. Yeah.
Be good.
Do that. For sure. So appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight and every day.
Give Santa some good cookies. Us fat guys, we got to stick together. So It could be Santa. It could be Bobby Bacala. Who knows?
Happy birthday, Ella.
Happy birthday, Ella.
Happy 3rd birthday. All right. Thanks so much, people. Oh, we got some comments. Let me make sure there's nothing we need to do here. Oh, look at that. Thank you guys for bringing this content. As a fan, it is insightful and entertaining. We appreciate that, Michael. You know, I don't know what this is referring, but we'll just assume it's us.
Absolutely.
So thank you, T.I. And
Exactly what they're referring to.
enjoy the holidays and stay safe.
My person.
My person. Yeah, you don't know if what the gender is on the TI, but we'll assume it's a guy. We know what our demographics are on YouTube, and it's about 99.4% male. So we'll take a shot that it's probably. So thanks so much. Appreciate y'all. And we'll do this again real soon on the